I didn't know if it was not working yet or not, but it looked like it actually wasn't working. So if you can hear me now, that'd be great if you let me know. Is this on? Oh my fuck. I can't tell, guys. No. Yes, it is working. Yes, it's on. Thank you. Okay, it looks like people are having trouble. Refresh it a whole bunch. I don't know. On my end, it shows me on. So if someone can go ahead and confirm that to the chat. I mean, people could be just fucking with me. I don't know. Ah, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes. Oh, I should have gotten mosquito spray. Anyway, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the hot tub. We're back. Someone asked if I have new ink. No. No, I, do not have new ink, Will Heron. But I'm getting ink finished, soon. The snake is going to get finished up really soon here, so looking forward to that because, it's been unfinished for a while. But, no jail tattoos. Well, you know when you kill a man in prison, you have to tattoo like a teardrop or whatever for each person you kill, I think. Is that how it goes? I just have a bunch of teardrops tattooed by my anus, so I'm not sure what that means. I woke up and they did that. Hey, what's up, Camelot? How you doing, buddy? Sun-kissed? Yeah, it's sun-kissed because, I can't drink anything else. So, you know, that's how it goes. But, hey, I wanted to come on here. And, hang out with you guys for a little bit today. Got the hot tub. Fucking mosquito central. I got the hot tub cleaned up and refilled, which is nice. I had to get new filters for it. Because you have to, you're supposed to, like, wash these filters, but we have really, really mineral heavy water. So there's a ton of scale buildup on the filter. And I was trying to get them clean and use this, like, spray enzyme and shit, and it just doesn't come off. And, so they're all just orange. So I went and got new ones. But yeah. So, we've got a hot tub going again. It's nice. It's lovely. And it's been fucking not hot here in Minnesota. Hope things are going well for me and mine. I mean, under the circumstances, they're doing okay. Isn't it hot in Minnesota? No. Stevie Nicks, no. It's been exceptionally chill for this time of year. So, but it's been way warmer in other parts of the country. So, but God, these little this is mosquito time. It's mosquito o'clock. But yeah. But the one thing about it is when you first get the hot tub full, like the water's not as clear. It'll clear up over the next couple days. So it's cool. Good evening, your hetero flexible friend. I've never been flexible. But oh, hold on. It's too loud. It's too loud. So turn that off for a little bit, hanging out. But yeah, man, it's nice to be back. Maybe I can slide this guy this way. Hang this guy down a little bit. Oh wait, no, I gotta tilt the whole thing, I think. What the fuck? How? Which way do I turn? Oh, here we go. So anyway, it's nice to see you guys. I mean, I don't really see you, but you know what I mean. I know local streams have been really scarce lately. I'm working on changing that and getting a streaming schedule back in order for the regular platforms as well. And so it's been a mess trying to do that because all of the government stuff that I have to do is during the day and sometimes early in the morning. So that's fun. All of those drug tests that I'm not doing, those happen during business hours. And then of course visits with our kids, which are about the most important thing in the world to me right now. Those happen during the daytime as well. So those kind of make setting a streaming schedule difficult. I think I was saying it on Camelot Show. They don't give you a schedule. You have to like just grab times that become available. And so it's not consistent. It's not consistent at all. So with that, it's just been kind of getting used to that, getting that shit worked out. Hopefully that won't be going on much longer. I think there's some promising movement on that, which is good. But the regular streams, I'm going to start up probably around 3 streams a week, sometime very soon. I think we're going to start, damn fucking mosquitoes, on Wednesday. I think we're going to start on Wednesday with joining Andrew Branca to do some discussion of the trial streams, or to do some discussion of the trial streams. Alec Baldwin's trial. Alec Baldwin's trial starts Wednesday morning. And Wednesday morning, I should be, I should be on. And it's awesome because that stream is mountain time, which means it's an hour behind me, which gives me an extra hour in the morning to do that. But so I think Wednesday I'll start opening arguments for the Alec Baldwin trial, and we'll be doing some trial streaming there. I'll join Branca. I'll have to step away for a portion of the trial stream on Wednesday because we have a visit right in the middle of it. So with that, I don't know if I'll keep the stream running or not. But the plan right now is to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, Wednesday, Thursday of the Baldwin streams. I don't think I can do Friday at all for Baldwin stuff. But also tomorrow, Tuesday, I'll have a stream tomorrow evening probably. Daytime isn't going to work. But we'll get the stream going, and we'll get you guys connected to where you can watch the trial in my absence, of course. Did you hear about the LawTube simul-streaming thing? You know what I want to do less than anything on earth is stream with like 8 other LawTubers. Because that sounds almost as bad as the situation I'm in. Let me know if I come back right away. I'm back. Guys, it's not the Wi-Fi, it's not the phone. It's ever since Locals upgraded their fucking app, it does this. Remember when I was doing the studio tour? It did this all the fucking time. I thought it was maybe because I was in my office, and so then I brought the phone upstairs. I have exceedingly good Wi-Fi throughout my entire house. I have exceedingly good Wi-Fi outside here. It's just the fucking... It's the Locals app. Hey, Locals, if you're still watching these, to the Locals dev team, whatever you did to the app and your streaming protocols, you fucking suck at it. Fix it. This is bullshit. It's embarrassing. It's really fucking frustrating for all of us. And, I kind of held back talking about Locals giving it time, but you guys have had time. You made the app look really slick. You just made it fucking not work. What happened? The streaming used to work. But now it doesn't work. And that's really shitty for us. Anyway, I guess I'll send a message to locals and tell them. Let's see. I guess I'll send them a fucking message and tell them that their app just sucks at live streaming lately. I haven't been there to fucking play test it for them, so who knows? But it's a damn shame because I really like locals. I liked their attitude and their energy, but I'm really fucking tired of. It's been over a year of this shit. It's like, fix your fucking app. Just fix your fucking app. Please just fix your app. All we want to do is have the app just work. I'm not asking for much. Anyway. It kind of reminds me of back when people started being like shitty in the chats, and they would do stuff to kind of wreck a chat or, you know, a live chat or a live video. And I would tell locals, I'd be like, hey, you know, you should put some tool in that lets us get rid of people who are fucking with a live chat, because there's nothing to really stop them. In fact, you could ban people from your locals, but they would get to finish out the live chat. So unless you wanted to close down an existing live chat or live stream and open a new one, you couldn't actually kick someone out. And I was like, yeah, you probably you want to do that. Like, you want to fix that and let the streamer be able to remove someone and actually remove them from a chat. Like, far be it for me to want to do that, but you probably need to. And they're just like, well, we're working on something else. I'm like, something else? Like, I could go into another locals creators live chat and just spam a bunch of crazy shit with dummy accounts, and they can't stop you. You could post a bunch of like horrific pictures or pornography or something. You could even post stuff that wasn't against the locals rules but might be against that creator's rules, or really disrupt and offend their community, and they wouldn't be able to do anything about it. And it's like, why don't you? They've done that now. Now you can. But back then, and I'm telling them this, and they're like, well, I don't know if we should do that. It's like, you should. You should fix that right away, because you could go in and disrupt large communities really quickly. But they didn't have people doing that yet. You're welcome to the rest of locals, by the way. I went ahead and brought that problem to locals through my own community, so that all of you could have those tools at your disposal. It only took them like 6-7 months to implement those once I brought it to their attention. But now, yeah, the fact that these streams are cutting out after like 10 minutes or 1 minute or whatever is fucking annoying. And I really hope they get a wrangle on it soon, because I really don't want to find another platform. But I'll open an OnlyFans if I have to. Then I can at least show my butthole on accident sometimes instead of on purpose. But, no, I mostly kid. But anyway, I wanted to say, yeah, I really wanted to talk about what's coming up this week. So there will be a stream tomorrow, evening or night, I'm not sure. Not going to do the 11 p.m. shows that I've been doing are going to get reduced at some point soon. And there'll be more of a daytime to evening. That will become more of the main schedule. It's not saying I'm never doing night shows or even eliminating all of them. There may be, a couple a week or something. It just depends as things get revved back up what it's going to look like. I'm not sure yet. But that being said, the Tuesday's stream is going to be either in the evening or at night. Wednesday and Thursday will be covering the Baldwin trial. Friday will not be covering the Baldwin trial because I will not be able to. And then next week, if Baldwin is still going, we'll resume the Baldwin trial then. And one of the things that kept me away from streaming was often every day, effectively every day, I would have had to leave the stream for 1 to 3 hours in the middle of a trial. And I hate that inconsistency. I hate that disruption. And I was trying to get to this sort of purity of streaming where I would just be there, like during Depp and during Rittenhouse, and Daryl Brooks and some others, where I was there basically every day for the whole time. Like that was the plan. Right now, that's not a possibility still, but I'm not going to let that, that's the perfectionism flaw, right? Perfectionists will demand a thing be perfect, and if they can't ensure it's perfection, then they won't do it at all. I'm not saying it would have been perfect. I'm just saying my ability to be present for the entire, trial every day wasn't perfect. I would just not do a stream of a trial at all after Murdaugh. Because I hated quitting Murdaugh right in the middle, by the way. I really fucking hated that. But Murdaugh went like 4 or 5 weeks longer than it was supposed to. And I think I had my Vegas show or something was in the middle of Murdaugh, or I went somewhere. I had to leave on vacation. And once that happened, I got so far fucking behind the trial, and then my schedule didn't allow me to get back into the Murdaugh trial. But I've resolved to not worry about that. And if I have to go for the day, then I'll just, I'll dump my stream into a friend's stream, and we'll go into the next thing. And then if I come back, I come back for the day. So that'll be cool. And Murdaugh was boring as fuck. You're right, Pastor Flash. Most trials are boring as fuck, unless there's good stuff. I've heard good stuff about Baldwin and the lawyers on both sides being rather competent, and it looks like it's going to be a high energy trial. Plus, it's Alec Baldwin, so it involves a man who's on his own eccentric, and that should produce some good, funny stuff. So, hoping that's going to be some top quality stuff. The only thing not boring about Murdaugh was how pissed off the lawyers made me. Yes. Karen Reed was a good trial. That's what I saw. But it was fucking eternal. Hey, was Karen Reed found guilty? Or was she found not guilty? What was the result of that? I didn't even see. I know she was mistrial, hung jury. Okay. That'll be interesting. I wonder if they're going to try and retry it. We'll have to see about that one. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about Trump's immunity. So Trump gets presidential immunity, which we mentioned from the Supreme Court. And then the really interesting thing is his existing felony case, right? Alvin Bragg, falsification of business records, falsification of financial records, all of that stuff, right? The 34 counts where he's guilty of all of them. Here's the funny thing. All of those things were done prior to Trump being in office. So you'd think, oh, well, presidential immunity doesn't actually have any impact on his verdict, his guilty verdict. Except it might. It might. Which is, it's kind of funny because that presidential immunity extends to official acts being used as evidence in unofficial conduct. So here's the thing. The New York District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, in their case, relied in part on official acts of Donald Trump to prove or to make the case for his unofficial conduct that happened prior to becoming president. So now, here's the thing. his lawyers are latching onto this and saying, whoa, 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 whoa. We have to have a mistrial here because this was used as evidence. And not only was it used as evidence, the testimony of Hope Hicks, for example, was used against Donald Trump. And Hope Hicks's testimony involves specifically official acts while the president was already in office. And the testimony of Hope Hicks was deemed as devastating to the president in the prosecution's closing argument. So the amazing thing about all of that is they said it was this critical thing. So now there's comment that Hope Hicks's testimony was devastating in their closing argument lends credence to the idea that that would be presumptively used. What you don't get to do is go through and ask the jury, well, what parts of the evidence did you use to make your determination? Because even if a juror tries truthfully to tell you, they can't. They can't truthfully tell you exactly what caused them to go one way or another. They can only, they could try, but you have to presume that they were influenced in some way by all of the evidence that was presented. So a judge will now have to go back through the felony convictions and try and determine if they can sustain those convictions without any of the evidence. And that's going to be a whole nother slew of hearings on presidential acts and any of the evidence that was brought. They're going to be going back and challenging all of it. And it's amazing because, that's a New York State crime. And they've very specifically kept it in New York State court. And it involves allegations of activity that was prior to to Trump's coming into office. And so with all of that, they'll now have to relitigate pretty much the whole fucking case because this presidential immunity thing. And they may have to do a mistrial. And they may not be confident in their ability to prosecute Trump without the official acts evidence that they used. So that's huge news for him. It may drop all of his felonies. And the real question, though, is the damage done? Because the conviction did damage to Trump, I think. I mean, maybe it didn't, but I think it did. And I think we should presume that it did a little bit of damage because some Republicans out there may have been latching on to, well, he's not convicted yet. But at the end of the day, he is convicted now. And some people look at him differently. And I do think he took a little bit of a dip from it. Maybe not much. But if he was found guilty and that did damage, will him being found not guilty or will a mistrial being declared, will that be enough to repair any damage that was done? That's a hard fucking... That's a hard fucking question. And I don't know. I don't know the answer. None of us do, obviously. But wait a minute. What was this? What just happened? What am I looking at? I'm trying to follow the... Oh, okay. I saw. Sorry, I wasn't following along with chat, and then I started following along with chat. But Biden looked awful in the debate. He did, and he got a 2-point bump out of it. Pretty weird. I mean, maybe we shouldn't trust polling data. Maybe we shouldn't trust polling data at all because, I mean, how can you? The last couple elections, polling data has been a disaster. So maybe it's time to just realize that the polling methodology is not great. People are wise to what polling is used for. Polling is not used to measure, get a temperature check on the status of a political campaign. Polling is used now to put your finger on the scale and try and influence what was going on or what is going on. They try to use poll numbers to sway public opinion towards the poll's objective. You thought Trump was up in the polls? Yeah, yes, but Biden got a bump after the thing. I'm not saying he's up above Trump. I was reading an article that said he got a 2-point bump following the debate. Now, it may have gone back down afterwards. That was a little while back. Who knows? I don't think Biden right now has much of a chance of winning And I think that the Democrats scrambled to potentially replace him. I have to think that that's a fucking ruse. I have to think that that's a different type of bump. No, he clearly took his bumps at the beginning. He took a 2-point bump right before the debate started. But I think there's a ruse going on where they're gonna play with like switching Biden out, but he's gonna come out at one of the debates and it'll be crystal clear because like they'll have him hooked up like with electrodes to his testicles and automatic cocaine injectors into his eyeballs or whatever. And because I just cannot countenance the idea that they're gonna try and replace Biden at the last second with some other candidate and think that they're gonna win. That they'd get crushed. They'd get crushed. But if they do elect Biden, then, I mean, it's an affront to the country. It's an affront to the country. But hey. Think he'll drop out last minute. Some will pop in last minute too. Man, if they do that, that's such a gambit. I don't think they can actually win if they do that. I mean, they might try. Please, yeah, make Kamala Harris. That'd be great. Vote Harris, 2024, please. That would be good. I can't imagine that going well, but maybe it would. We would have to see how much Democrats actually like black women, right? Can you imagine? Like, the Democrats would suddenly go, oh no, we have to live up to what we say. Fuck. They'd have to actually live up to what they say and vote in a minority woman. Oh my God. You realize that like a lot of Democrats, she's Indian Jamaican, that's what I said. You realize that a lot of Democrats, of course, like the entire thing is that they're never faced with the decision to have to live up to the moral standard that they set. I just have no faith in Democrat voters actually electing a black woman, especially like an out of nowhere one. Like, she's not out of nowhere. She's a predictable alternative candidate. But what I mean out of nowhere being she's not a presidential candidate this late in the game. Subbing her in now makes it out of nowhere. But who knows? We get to watch. And I'll be with you, assuming I'm not in prison. Oh my gosh. That's always fun. Hopefully they don't put me away before the election so I can get them fat election dollar streams. Oh, Jesus. Hopefully we're back now. Dude, seriously. I'm almost done. I'm sorry about it. I don't know why Locals is doing this. But we should be back. Here's the thing I was saying right before we got cut off was, look, people will have like criticisms and they're like, oh, well, he's laughing, or oh, well, he's having fun. It's like, well, actually, I'm not. Most days, it's like get through the day, get through the fucking day, just get through the fucking day. Into the next day and the next day until you get your opportunity to fight, because you don't get to fight. There is no fighting outside of the process that exists. And so what people online will say is like, how dare he laugh in the situations? And it's like, well, not 100% of every day can be spent angry and dour. That's how people kill themselves. That's why, like, a lot of people who get into similar situations, they end up shredded. They end up, their family gets wrecked, their lives get wrecked, they kill themselves, they get divorces, all sorts of shit happens when you're under the thumb of the criminal justice system in this country, or the family court system. They're just systems that are designed to break you down. And so people want you to be respectful or something. I don't know. They want you to be somber and dour 100% of the time, or you're not taking it seriously. It's like, bitch, you don't know what I'm doing. You have no fucking idea how serious I am about anything, because all you see is this little tiny glimpse through occasional streams. And frankly, streams are where I go to blow off some steam. They're where I go to work and take my focus off of what I'm doing for the rest of the fucking day. And that means that while I spend most of my day going through documentation, preparing for this fight that I have with the state, or working on ways to effectively cooperate with the government in regards to the family case, where I can cooperate and show them. It's amazing. I can't wait to tell you guys the story. I can't wait to tell you guys the whole story. I can't do it yet. And the story isn't done, so we don't know the ending, but I cannot wait to tell you about it, where you're sitting here going, I can't do this, I can't say this, I can't say this. But the things that you can't say are things that the government has a burden to prove and hasn't. They haven't met their burden at this time. And so you're sitting here going, the government wants you to prove certain things, to show that they're to answer the burden that they haven't met. How do I word this? Okay. Let's say, hypothetically, the government accuses you of murder. All right? They accuse you of murder. They don't have a body. They don't have a murder weapon. And they don't have actually any witnesses to say that you commit murder. No one can say that you killed anybody. They don't have a body. And they don't have a murder weapon. What they have is trying to find a proper analogy. What we have is a missing person. They just have a missing person, right? And the government says, okay, well, here's what we need you to do. We need you to prove that you didn't murder someone and that you won't murder someone again. And you're like, I thought this worked the other way. I thought you had to prove that I did the murder. And they're like, no. Well, we think you murdered someone. We think you did the murder. But you have to prove to us that you're not going to murder someone next time. And I'm like, how do I prove to you that I won't murder in the future? And they're like, well, how did you murder this person in the past? And you're like, well, but you haven't actually shown me murdering anyone yet. So how do I prove to you that I won't murder again when you can't prove to me that I murdered ever? Robert Ford, they actually haven't done any of that. It's amazing. That trial's not for a long time. So did I murder someone? God, no. No, it'd probably be easier to fight than fighting family court. So that's the thing. People keep conflating the criminal case with the family stuff. In the criminal case, the state has a long way to go to meet their burden. With the family stuff, the way family court works, they have a burden, no one fucking cares about it. They just don't care if they meet their burden or not. They just get to say something. Who would I murder if I could? Oh man, that one guy. The one guy who changed all the fucking good fast food frying oil back in the 90s. That guy. The guy who made the, McDonald's used to fry their french fries in beef tallow. And KFC used to be good. All of that, man, that was one guy with a vendetta against trans fats. He spent $4 million of his own money advertising against him because he misread a cardiology paper. And he determined that trans fats were going to kill everybody. And that one guy fucked all of us. He needs to be murdered. There you go. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to talk to you guys about everything and like lay it all out. I can't do it right now because obviously I have to fight the state. And there's stuff that like, that I want to talk about that the state doesn't even know yet because we're not there. We haven't gotten to make those arguments at all. Brimstone, the snake is going to get finished really soon this month. Finally, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so I can't talk about any of that shit publicly. And so once it's all done though, I mean, this story is fascinating. It's fascinating. And I'll be able to like talk about things, and the internal processes of it with you guys. And regardless of anything else, it'll be instructive, on how it goes. But I'm anxious to share, the struggles of fighting this, like, because I've mentioned this a couple times. When a government worker goes on the stand at a hearing and lies under oath, you don't just get to stand up and say, "Nuh-uh." And I don't think people realize that. If a government worker lies under oath about you, you have to have testimony to counter it. Well, what if you can't testify to counter it? And what if there's no one else there to testify to counter it? You have to just take it. You have to just deal with the fact that they lied. And that's a reality of the court system. That, how do you get around it? And it's not like it matters. They just have your children. They just have your children. So what do you do about that? How do you fight it? Your current situation worsened how you view the state? Or affirming what I already know? No, it's actually worse. It's actually worse. Crass Cat says, like you've been doing to your audience. No, actually, I haven't lied at all. It's amazing. People assume that I've lied about stuff because they don't actually know the story. But that's fine. Like, I'm not here to convince you otherwise. How's Lady Rackets? She's dealing with it. I mean, both of us are dealing with it. We just are stuck on other people's timelines. So, Bobblehead Farm says, perjury is common but rarely enforced, fuckers. Here's the thing. How do you prove the perjury? Unless you testify. But what if the state knows that you can't testify? Or that testifying would be very, very adverse to your interests in your other case? Oh, well, suddenly, they're not so worried about it, are they?